Now I'm going to kill him. Shit!
Outside of the band members, what you do with the writing, you know, and all the work you do as individuals, what do you think are elements that have helped you all reach your goals for the band and that would be good for other artists to employ?
Well, Terry, for starters.
That's a big question.
Our manager, Terry.
Took a long time to ask,
Yeah.
didn't it?
There's another one as well.
It's even longer.
Yeah, start with a short one.
We've had our share of people over the years who maybe haven't been so great for us and everything, but over time you kind of, these people just sort of sift out and fall through and you're sort of left with just the good.
We are really lucky. Yeah. It has taken a long time to sort of get this team of people that you trust. Trusting people in this game is massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and you don't know. 9 times out of 10, you don't know who you're dealing with. You've got to, you know, for instance, you know, you write an album and you spend 2-3 years or whatever writing this album. You put your heart and soul into it. You've absolutely graft over it. It's everything you've been working on for years, and then suddenly you've just got to give it to somebody you don't know to go. There you go. Don't waste it. And then things, and maybe it doesn't go out the way you want it to go out, and that person or those people don't get it because they're not in a band. They just think it's a group of songs. I'm not naming any names here, but you know that has happened to us. And it's like, well, that album didn't quite go the way we want it to. You know, the next one will be great. It's like, do you have any fucking idea
That's sometimes
how
the
long it took to write that album
frustrations,
and what those songs mean?
Yeah.
You can't just dismiss it.
So like trial and error and basically assembling the right team of people that you can trust.
Definitely, and it's not always easy, is it? We've had people we thought we could trust, and you know.
When people like a record label, well, they're open and upfront. It's like, no, we want to make money. This is about making money, and that's their kind of sole interest, really. It's rare to find. I mean, you get the people. It's handy if the label likes the music because they understand it and they know how to market it. But ultimately, when you boil it down, same with agents, they want money. You know, it's the job. Once we kind of got our heads around that, things started to seem a little bit clearer.
Cool. So it's back to me for another question. So let's just take another 5 minutes to ask this question. After a gig, after an arena gig, or any gig, what do you guys do to wind down?
After an arena gig.
Yeah. or just any gig.
I like how you got out there.
Yeah. What do you guys do to relax, wind down?
I don't know. I don't think it's any different.
What time of night is it going out? Yeah. Probably the same as you lot.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea and
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
so
a
it
bit.
does take. I mean, after a gig, it does take half an hour.
It does.
Sometimes you just want to sit on your own, don't you, and just.
Yeah, we find that when we do arenas, we find
Yeah.
Straight to catering. Sometimes the best way is to just stay out of the way as a singer. I think just.
See, Henrik, that's some good advice.
Just don't talk to
Do
me.
you reckon that was just a little, probably?
Hint.
I don't know. I just go and sit in the room and just do whatever.
Probably be good for all of us if I just stayed out of the way. So that's it. Then I'll just wander off stage,
Yeah.
leave all my kit on stage,
Yeah,
and pack it away.
Well, that's another thing, isn't it? After a gig, depending if you've got a crew, you just straight back on stage and pack it on your gear.
Yeah, the highlight.
Well, normally it's me and Elliot packing up the gear and you guys off, you know,
Mingling.
people.
Leave my
Well,
19.
Next question.
Got it down.
So, Graham, you got a question?
Yeah. So we touched on this briefly earlier, gigs and the current sort of COVID thing. So I saw sort of a YouTube video where you were kind of talking about it and you're kind of unease. So what are your kind of thoughts on it? Do you have anything planned?
Can you do a D40 and a lighter? That's a good one.
All links works
Yeah,
very
well,
well.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. We've not had anything.
So do you want to, or are you just kind of hanging back? And
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like the cautious. It's like don't want to go back too soon because then it might wreck everything again and then everything's locked down and we're back to square one. But at some point we are gonna have to. You are gonna have to, aren't you?
But then again, and I know it's not an excuse. It's not that. It's like that old thing saying, just because somebody drops litter, it's not all right for you to drop litter. You just put it around any supermarket, it's only the same. Or you got the beach in Morecambe, and it's just thousands of people. None of them are doing any of that.
No.
So there's not really any difference for any gigs. I know it starts at home, doesn't it? And you have to
Yeah.
It's not right just because other people are doing it, but I don't know.
In the end, you're gonna have to go out there and
You are,
just
yeah.
handle it as it happens.
Face it.
And someone goes
I don't think
straight in
it's
for the hug and the kiss.
yeah. It has to be a closed mouth case.
I don't think this thing's gonna go away. I think we're gonna have to face up to it sooner or later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the mixed feelings, isn't it? It's going to happen at some point. So, who's to say anything's going to be any different in 3 months' time?
Well, we'll find out.
I was really hoping it was going to be another song-based line question there. It wasn't.
Oh.
I thought you were going to get something out of 354 Fumbling or something. No.
So,
I've got something song related. So on the latest album, you've got digs at a few people. You've got Professional Creep, it's a bit of a dig. Glorious. I'm not gonna ask anything to. It won't be, you can mention names if you want. Professional Creep.
I'm going to burn it!
Glorious. And Pressure. They all seem like as if they're like digs about, so a person perhaps, reviewers, and then like the people who slag off the band because they think the band's changed because of the label.
Yeah.
So who's next in the firing line?
Henry.
Might have been written about already. Who knows?
I don't know. This is a piece of enough along the way, really. I don't know. There's no.
I think a song's a good way to vent your spleen, isn't
Yeah, I mean,
You've not got a spreadsheet.
it?
Dick, yeah.
I think it's a good way to vent your spleen and get emotions out and,
Yeah, exactly.
and anger and things, you know.
Yeah, it's just getting it off my chest, really. And sometimes, yeah, I don't want to be confrontational with people, or I'm not political, but I can have a whinge and a moan, and
Yeah.
just in a song, you can take it how you want to take it, you know.
You know, 'cause, like we had a song called Tokyo, and that was basically a dig at radio DJs. No one in particular, but it was like, what do you have to do to get on the radio?
Yeah, we were quite bitter writing that album, weren't we? That
Yeah,
song.
but again, I think we just maybe stayed just this side of not sounding bitter, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Well, I don't know.
It wasn't, it wasn't a whinge and a moan or being childish about it. It was just,
Doesn't come across as a bitter song. It always
It's just-
reminds me
yeah.
more of a sort of ratio style song.
yeah, it was just,
Tokyo.
it was
It's
kind of light-hearted.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we gonna do here? Who have I got to sleep with to get on the radio?
Yeah.
Because it was becoming like a joke.
I think, now we're slightly off the question subject, but I think the industry, rock and classic rock and everything, is kind of waking up to the fact that, the old guard aren't going to be around much longer. You know, it's like, when they're gone, what is there? You know, so I think the kind of, maybe backroom kind of meetings.
Certainly not British bands. British bands just don't get a fair crack of the whip, do they?
No.
They don't seem to. But you need bands to grind it out over and over and over for bands to eventually come along and do that. You know, I think all the bands that are as important as each other, because everybody needs to keep playing rock music for it to go anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
Somebody said, you would look back at the old Monsters of Rock festival, and the headline bands were bands in their prime.
Yeah.
Young guys in their prime, really late 20s, early 30s, top of their game. But because there is no commercial rock scene anymore, there are no young 20, 30-year-old bands at the top of their game. Because they're just not in the charts, are they? And they're not popular. It's underground, isn't it?
Well, some of you in the charts.
Well, you know
Not
what I
all
mean.
of us.
It's not on the TV, is it, and stuff. Therefore, the biggest rock bands are still the bands from back in the day, aren't they?
Yeah.
Go back to COVID. I know it's I'm talking about it. With lockdown, as a band, how did you find it with making everything online now? Getting around that, learning new stuff, doing all new activities.
Kind of a bit of a novelty at first, I suppose, and it was kind of, I won't call it exciting, but the novelty wore off pretty fast, to be honest. Yeah, I did a few live things, and when people are enjoying it and everybody's looking for a reason, looking for, that sort of bravado, and I want to keep this going, and let's support these live streams and these live shows, it's great, and the fans all got behind it, and it was brilliant, but after a while,
I think so,
just boring, isn't it? But we were very lucky, this Wagons World thing, I keep going on about it, but it kind of kicked us up the backside to do that, to make that work, and that was good, we're getting something to focus on.
Is that growing still?
Yeah, slowly. It's going great. Obviously, the initial thing was amazing, and then it's naturally slowed down. But this is why we do the YouTube. We film like content. We'll film two halves to the same topic. We'll film one for YouTube, and then hopefully that grabs people, and then the second half of it might be the other a bit more. If hopefully they'll want to check that out, or just that kind of thing, And you have to sign up to see the rest of it, kind of thing. Just keep putting out videos every week.
No, I enjoyed the YouTube video I watched over the week. You guys got a good dynamic. It's cool.
No, it's good, yeah. It's enjoyable. It's all brand new, so to us.
Bloody Chuckle Brothers.
I don't know if it's your deadline.
To me.
He was married this pub, yeah. You know what? He died the day Full Nelson was released, wasn't he?
That's not funny, is it?
No, why was that funny?
You're married. I don't know.
I remember that because I was absolutely gutted. It was either that day or the day that the result came.
Let me took the real edge
The
off.
crocodile guy, he died on my birthday. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Jimmy Nail with his crocodile shoes.
He's not dead, is he?
I don't think so.
Well, just wishing people off it. Off you go.
One last question from me. Where's the weirdest place, if you have been recognised outside of a gig, where's the weirdest place you've been recognised?
The weirdest place I've been recognised. The weirdest place.
Have you just been somewhere where you didn't expect to get recognised and then somebody comes up to
I remember
you,
a funny.
even if it's a mistaken identity?
I get told like Neil from the Young Ones all the time. You walked into that pub in Glasgow. Do you remember we played this at the garage? We were walking down the street, and I think there was a couple of Black Wagons fans having a drink in this bar. And they'd seen him out the window. They shouted him over, and you and Bowser or you and Stephen walked into the pub.
We didn't get shouted over. It was just like we had a bit of time before the set, so it was a Wetherspoons, and it wasn't like so near the venue.
Was it? We'd been for something to eat, hadn't we?
Yeah, so we just went in something to.
And they went in, and the rest of us were across the side of the road, and the entire pub just went.
I thought Ali McCoy still something had walked in down there.
Fucking hell, I bet you could hear it about a mile away. It was like somebody had scored a goal on match day.
And literally everyone in that pub must have been there for the Wagons. It was weird. Proper weird.
I was like, whoa.
But that's not so weird because we were playing literally 50 hours.
That wasn't weird.
So it's not a strange place to be recognised.
It was just a bizarre.
That's
Bizarre.
great. Like,
That's
on
good,
the flip side, I get asked to lead the band photos. we
Can
recognise our own gigs.
you take this? I'm not.
Yeah, Henrik and I turned up at an open mic once, and it was reasonably local to you, and we got some claps, and that was pretty embarrassing. But
Sarcastic.
Actually, we were walking through Doncaster. We'd been recording. We were walking up the street, and I don't know if you were there. And it was me, Bowser, and Stephen. We walked past. It was absolutely dead. It was about 9 o'clock at night in Doncaster. Walking up the street, and some guy in a Wetherspoon, funny enough, Wetherspoons. We walked past him, and he looked at us. And went, oh. And he came running out. We thought we were going to get stabbed. This guy came running up the road after us, and he's like, "You're in that bad Massive Wagons, aren't you?"
Now I'm going to kill him.
Shit!
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
This is fun.
It's going to take me a while to edit down now.